They're on. I just turned them on.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, obviously. What's up? All right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So
It'll be here tomorrow, right?
just a heads up. I
Or Wednesday.
mail it today, so probably be Wednesday. All right.
Ready to go? We might as well start. If you could all please stand for a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Evening, everybody. Thanks for coming out on a snowy, windy January night. I am going to skip the approval of the town board meeting minutes as we do not have the December 9th and 15th town board meeting minutes. Cindy is out on medical leave, so my apologies for that. We'll go over that at next month's meeting. Again, Cindy is out on leave right now, so there is no town clerk report. Assessor, anything to say about assessing right now?
Just that the program that we're using right now, the real property program, is on its last leg, and we've had a lot of issues with it. And Kristen Petoni from the state has been working with New York State, and I think they have it fixed, but we're going to an online kind of live version. But it's really set us back a couple of weeks, all the assessors in the county, so that's about it right now.
Is this the same issue you were having before?
No.
Oh,
I think it's collectively, the whole thing is just starting to kind of crash, I guess, and they're really not servicing it anymore.
so they're going to something better, hopefully?
I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like from the emails I saw that there was some security issues related to the counties.
I think there's a lot of things going on.
Okay. Code enforcement, planning and zoning, I do not have a report from Kevin Moore here this month. I'm sure I'll have one here for the month of February. Town justice report, Mike, I see you gave me a report. Did you want to go over what's going on in the court?
We only had court once in December due to the holidays. We had 29 vehicle traffic, 27 criminal and misdemeanor cases combined. One village, Holly, local ordinance, one small claims, 12 evictions, collected 4702 in fines and surcharges. Bill Downey put the new printers in and both fax and scan and are interchangeable between the office and courtroom, so they're the best ones we've ever had here. And he did figure out the issue with the credit card scanning readers, and now they do work. We thought it was a firewall issue, but it was not that, but they do work now, first time since we've gotten them, so. Okay.
Thanks, Mike. Dirk, highway and water?
Yep, highway, guess what, we're busy plowing. I've not counted how many times we've done it since the last, meeting. But it seems like an everyday ordeal with the blowovers and the wind and whatnot. We've had various repairs. It happens, especially when it's as cold as it is. We had a couple hoses, salter motor issue, bearing motor on a salter, spinner, wing repair. We're currently getting 2 other wings that have been out in the weeds, kind of ready right now. So they've had to switch those around. We took delivery of 400 ton of salt finally. It's a little bit slow coming, but we are getting it. So we mixed it, we're mixing it with sand right now. We ordered some more. Until I hear from them, we are just doing our, must-have, intersections, curves, hills type thing. Once the event and the snow is all over and the blowing, so we don't salt blowovers because it attracts more snow. It just sticks to it and creates a problem. But once the event's over, we'll get a salt application to all the roads and plow them off and let it work. So they've been busy mixing that when it comes in. We haven't been getting calls when it comes in, so it's kind of a surprise when it shows up. So as far as that goes, that's the highway side of it. The water, we have been getting some of the new Zena readers out in District 6 and taking the old readers off the house and repurposing them and fixing some of the old ones. And some of the houses only had what they call touch pads. They didn't read when you drove around. So that, hopefully that'll streamline our reading when we go out and do our billing. Help out there, and we're in the process of doing the billing right now. Actually, the clerk is in there now finalizing it. So those will be going out soon. And I guess that's about it.
Any questions?
No, I just want to thank you and all your guys for everything they're doing, because between the wind and the snow and the cold, it's been
Thanks.
a lot.
Yeah, they'll appreciate that.
County legislators are not here tonight, so we'll move on to public comments as it pertains to resolution and/or agenda items. Any public comments pertaining to any of our resolutions or agenda items? With that, we'll get into new business. First and foremost, a resolution establishing Water District Number 17. I'm not going to read the entire resolution here, but I think we can get to the nuts and bolts of it. But whereas the Town Board of the Town of Murray, New York, has determined that it is in the public interest to consider the formation of a municipal water district to provide water services to residents within the proposed district boundaries. Whereas the Town of Murray, New York, has elected to proceed with the formation of the proposed district under Town Law Article 12A. And whereas MRB Group, a competent and duly qualified engineering firm, has prepared a preliminary engineering map, plan, and report dated December 2025, MRB Group project number 1340-25001, certificate of authorization, expiration date 6/30/2028, detailing the proposed water district's boundaries, infrastructure, estimated costs, method of operation, and general plan, a true and accurate copy of which is attached hereto as Exhibit A. Can I get a motion and a second to approve the establishment of Water District Number 17?
Make a motion.
Motion by Mrs. Berg,
Second.
second by Mr. Lang. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
So what's the next step after that?
We're going to have a public hearing, I believe. Sure. Dirk, do you have the resolutions for the snow and ice?
I don't have the actual resolutions, no. I have to print off the example they sent. I emailed it to the clerk's email, and then Annette pulled it from there to draft something.
Yeah, I don't have that. She didn't give it to me here this afternoon.
Okay.
That's the only reason I ask.
Oh, okay.
This is not something that can be put off until next month, right?
Not really.
Can you,
So work meeting next week.
So one of the resolutions is the first one we need to do is gonna be a resolution for the amendment B to the supplemental agreement number 2. Which I have the agreement here. And the other one's gonna be an amendment to the original agreement, 5-year agreement. So the amendment adjusts our prices that we get for the plowing because of the increases of the employees' wages, the 3% increase, and then FEMA had a rate increase. So that allows us to make an amendment, an adjustment to the agreement to get those increased FEMA rates for the equipment. Then they adjust the price of the salt automatically because we buy it off of the OGS contract from the state. So they already know about that. So it's all in that amendment that I have to sign and get approvals for. They sent me, they don't want everybody making their own resolutions. So they sent me a format from another township that they liked and they want to follow that. Which, you know, if you haven't, I don't know if you're familiar with them having
One
that.
thing I want to say, I know this is my first day, and everything, but one thing, I don't take this so long, I know that we're transitioning here, so. The one thing I don't like to do is be put on the spot to approve stuff, to look at things, and advise people right off the bat when I have no knowledge of background or anything that's going on. I certainly do it tonight, but in the future, if we could try to get advance notice of things, to me, that would be very helpful. But I'm gonna need some time to look at those and ask you questions
Yep.
before I can advise the board on what to do.
We've got a work meeting on February
Next
3rd.
Tuesday.
Can we do that then, or is that too late?
We kind of want to get it into them. You know, it's our contract for plowing the state roads.
I can look at it tonight.
So-
I'm gonna need a little time to do it. If we could, have a brief continuance when we get a logical spot to take a break.
You don't even have a copy.
I can look at it.
I don't have a copy. I mean, we're gonna have an exexecutive session tonight
Yep, I'll go.
anyways. Is it possible to grab that?
Yep.
And then when you come out, when you close the executive session, then we're not gonna talk about that in executive session, we can take action on it. I just need a couple minutes to look
right.
at it and ask the questions, because I'm coming in blind on that.
Yep.
And as it relates to that, my name, Jerry, so I think what you meant to say was that you would, or you should have a motion in a second to, on those two parts that are bracketed there on that resolution.
Yes.
You want to schedule a public hearing, and what was the other paragraph?
Oh, just while publishing it in the,
Yes.
in the newspaper.
Yeah, those are the two actions that the board should take.
So with that, I'll go back to what we talked about under new business with the establishment of Water District 17. We're gonna have to schedule a public hearing. I know typically we schedule the public hearings of late, just before we have our next board meeting, which would be February 23rd, is it?
6th.
26th?
No, wait a minute.
It's off because of the holiday.
Correct,
23rd, you're right.
Yeah.
It's the 23rd.
23rd.
So do you want to just schedule that, and then, if Louise is doing it or Cindy's doing it, just make sure you advertise the public hearing that, so how you do it. And that's what your action would be tonight, is to schedule a public hearing and authorize it to be advertised.
So are we in agreement that we could have the public hearing scheduled for, just before our next board meeting, February
So it's 7
23rd?
o'clock, and then we proceed our meeting after that.
We generally have the public hearings before, but it makes no difference to me if you want to do it.
In other municipalities, I'm just making a suggestion, but
Yeah.
in other municipalities that I represent, normally they'll schedule public hearings. You kind of want to keep your regular board meeting time set.
Yeah,
If you can go 2 ways, you can schedule a public hearing for like 6:30 or 6:45.
Mhm.
And then, as long as the advertisement says that as soon as the public hearing's over, you're gonna proceed to the regular board meeting, you can do that, or you can wait in between closing the public hearing and starting the regular board meeting. So that's whatever the preference of the board is.
with that, why don't we schedule it for just before the regular scheduled 7 o'clock meeting then? 6:45?
So you need a motion and a second to establish that on the date at 6:45 and then authorize advertisement.
And yeah, the second part of that was that the town board directs the notice of the public hearing to be published in the official newspaper of the town, Batavia Daily News, and also posted on the town's official website in accordance with New York State Town Law 209-D. Such notice shall contain a description of the proposed district boundaries, proposed method of financing this district, the fact that the map plan and report is on file in the town clerk's office for inspection, and the instructions for where and when the hearing will be held. Can I get a motion in a second?
I'll make the
Mr. Lang. Second by Mr. Valentine
So that's February 23rd at 6:45.
at 6:45.
Supervisor, would you like me to be there at that time?
Yes, please. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. And with that, making sure that it's published in the newspaper and on our website as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Also on new business is the change of grievance day. A local law designated the fourth Tuesday of May as grievance day, affording property owners the opportunity to challenge the assessed value of real property for tax purposes. Be it enacted that the town board of the town of Murray of the as follows. Section 1 title, this local law should be known as the grievance day of the town of Murray. Section 2 intent, the local law is to provide formal notice that the fourth Tuesday in May shall be designated as grievance day to provide property owners the opportunity to challenge real property assessments for tax purposes. Section 3 authority and legislative intent. This local law is adopted pursuant to Real Property Tax Law, Section 512. The town of Murray has previously set a different day to hear assessment challenges. This local law is intended to revert back to the fourth Tuesday in May to be designated as grievance day as set forth in RPTL 512. Section 4 grievance day means the day upon which the Board of Assessment Review shall meet and hear complaints related to real property assessments for tax purposes. Section 5, date established, the town of Murray shall hold as grievance day on the fourth Tuesday in May in 2026 and in each year thereafter. Section 6, effective date, this local law shall take effect immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State in accordance with New York Municipal Home Rule. That would be local law number 1 of the year 2026.
So Supervisor, for tonight, you're introducing that, and then you should schedule a public hearing for next month. So maybe
Can we do that at 6:30?
6:55, 6:30, whatever you want. I mean, I don't think either one's gonna take a lot of time, but 6:30 you could do it.
Yeah, why don't we do 6:30 if we can do that? Is everybody in agreement with that?
Yes.
So can I get a motion in a second to agree to the 6:30
I'll make the
schedule?
motion.
Motion by Mr. Lang. Second by Mr. Valentine, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
And it has to be advertised similar to the previous one.
Can we
Correct.
put it in the same ad?
No, you can't put it separate.
Separate.
Separate ads.
Good idea, though. Save the money.
Okay. Old business. Any old business? Anybody have any comments on anything old business wise?
I have a question. I know we've tried to get Bill Downey here a couple times for emails. I don't know. You said you met with him recently,
Mike?
Mike?
Last week or the
Okay.
end of the week before.
Because we had a couple times and he wasn't able to make it, and we need to get our emails with .gov.
Yeah, for some reason, we haven't been able to really make contact with him. He's kind of been, I know he's been busy, so we'd like to get that
He was
done. if
delayed a
possible.
little bit, a couple weeks ago, but he came in, he was here for 3 or 4 hours. probably.
Okay. And didn't you, Dirk, have some issues you wanna?
Yeah, well, so I'm rebuilding, I think the same thing happened to the highway clerk, is all the contact list is gone. Then some of the contacts, to regenerate that, I had folders set up with, for instance, the state DOT, and I save all the contracts to that, and I go back to the emails, figure out how to go to the emails and regenerate the contact list from them emails, and I got a bunch of folders that are just empty. Everything's gone since that, so the contacts list gone, the folders are empty, I don't know I'm not a computer guy, if they're hiding someplace, or I did a search. I tried to search names and everything, and it doesn't bring anything up. So, but there's little, yeah.
I'll reach out to Bill. Maybe we can get something set up where he can come in and meet with everybody
Maybe
here.
like next Tuesday meeting?
Probably archive someplace like that,
Yeah, I just don't know when it changed, if it got,
And this
something
is
I
all
can't-
because you did the .gov.
it all happened
Yeah.
right when that took effect.
And we want to set that up for you next Tuesday, correct? 5:30 if we can,
That'd
maybe.
be, yeah, helpful.
I'll reach out to Bill, see if we can get that set up. Any other old business?
Can I just ask about the introduction of the local law, the change of the law, change of the state? Did you guys actually, did I miss it, or did you guys actually have a resolution to introduce the law? I think that,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you voted on that or not. I don't think I wrote it.
Well, this came from John.
Yeah.
Is this the resolution? right?
No, that's the local law. I mean, you did do it with respect to the public hearing, but, I mean, formally, you could do a motion and second to introduce it. If you wanted to just tie it every time you do that.
That's fine. Not a problem.
motion to introduce it.
You want to make a motion?
Yep.
Motion by Mr. Valentine,
Please,
I'll second it.
okay, second by Mr. Lang.
So what
All
is
in
it-
favor?
What is this motion for?
For the resolution
introduce the local law
the local
number.
law.
I don't know if it's gonna be 1 or 2026 or whatever. number it is.
Yes, one.
Right now it is, right?
And sorry, who seconded that?
Yeah.
Scott?
Anything else, old business wise? Committee reports, anybody have anything to comment on committees?
Not at this time.
Just the town clerk changing payroll companies. February. To the Simco.
Yep, we're leaving Paychex as our payroll company, we're going to Simco. Here, I think the target date right now is February 19th.
I think we have a planning board meeting on the second of February coming up at 7:00. So we'll have a little bit of an update then for next meeting.
County Planning Board,
No.
town,
What was the date?
2nd of February, Monday.
the county one was canceled, right?
This month.
Those haven't been on the agendas, haven't been on the website. I mentioned it to Kevin the other day.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to talk to Kevin about that then.
If there's nothing else on committee reports, public comments. Mr. Sidonian.
Good?
Thank you. I would just like to ask the board, well, first of all, I can't find the 2026 organizational chart or minutes or agenda anywhere on the website. I didn't know if someone can direct me to where that might be.
We're looking for the 2026.
I don't think it's up yet. Cindy's been out.
Have you had that meeting?
Yes, the organizational meeting.
I'd like to see the chart. I mean, that should be public, right?
Yep,
Some-
absolutely.
You know, okay, thank you. I'd like to see that. And then I'd like to hear from the board on an explanation on the town budget as it relates to the data that was sent to the county. It's my understanding the town did not submit the proper data to the county, and subsequently we're being overtaxed right now.
You're referring to the fire tax?
Yes.
That would be correct.
Okay, can I just ask what happened and what's the remedy?
Just so, this is my first meeting back, public comment, normally meetings that you record, this is the comments from public, it's not a back and forth, but you have, if you want to respond, you're welcome to respond, but public comment is to listen to what the public's concerns are, and then you take it into consideration and take any action later on, if that's what you want to do, but, okay, it's just my first meeting, so I want to make sure that,
No, that's fine.
that's normally how it works, but you're welcome to.
No, I'll stick to that. I'll stick to that.
Well, then, what I'll just carry on with my concern. This board approved a 3.7% tax increase this year, and for some reason, and I'd like to thank the Fire Department Commission because the Honorable Judge Spada and I have been lobbying the Murray Joint Fire District for some tax relief, and they actually this year lowered their budget 4.32%. And if you think about it, the fact that we're not getting the benefit of the fire tax decrease, which their budget is kind of the same as the town board, or the town's taxable budget, that's a lot. And so we're currently being overtaxed about 8%, or it's not 8%, we're not being overtaxed. It's costing us about 8% when you include the fire district's tax reduction that we're not getting. And it's my understanding that we may get a credit in 2027. And I take issue with that because agricultural landowners, farmers and landowners, are assessed about 5 times higher than the school, town, and county by the fire district for taxes. So it's, once again, it's the farmer that is missing out on the credit for a year. And for me personally, it's about $500. So it's $500. And what I'm upset about is that if I'm a day late on my water bill, I get a penalty. If I don't pay my taxes on time, I get a penalty. But yet now I'm being asked to pay, collectively about $500 more in property taxes than I should. So I am drawing that to your attention. That is my concern. You guys all, and ladies, approved the budget. You, sir, Mr. Reitmeyer, are the Chief Financial Officer of the town, and we pay you additionally to be the budget officer. 5 sets of eyes didn't pick up on it. So what I'd like to say is, as something that I'm going to encourage the board to read, is this old audit of the town of Murray back in 2014. And it talks about the roles of the board, the responsibility, and what happens when you rely on a bookkeeper to do a lot of your work. It's your sole responsibility to oversee the money for the town. And I'll leave you this copy. I've highlighted some issues or comments by the comptroller, and I think it's just worth the board looking at in your time. You can download it off the internet. That's all I have to say. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
Being on the zoning board, I was wondering if,
Being on the zoning board, I was wondering if we had anybody there to take notes. Last two meetings that we've had nobody to take notes, and our code enforcer was taking the notes, so I was just kind of curious if we had anybody appointed for that spot.
That should be Patty Ann Knapp. She is going to be the code enforcement officer clerk. She is training under Kevin as we speak, and it's our intention that she is going to be the person taking the meeting minutes going forward.
Okay, well, we've gone 2 meetings without having somebody there, and our code enforcer's taking the meeting minutes, plus he's also advising us on codes, so I was just double checking, so.
Thank you. I think probably before we pay the bills and approve the supervisor's financial report, we wanted to go into an executive session. Dirk?
can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Sorry to be a pain.
No, that's fine. That's what you're here for.
My suggestion would be, take care of what's on the agenda, do the executive session right before you adjourn.
Okay.
Because then everybody's not waiting to, if they're interested in the bills being paid, everybody's not sitting here waiting for us to come out of executive session. Just a suggestion, but you're welcome to do whatever you want.
No, that's fine. I appreciate that. Thank you, John. If there are no other public comments, can I get a motion and a second to pay bills and approve the supervisor's financial report?
Make a motion.
Motion by Mrs. Berg, second by Mr. Lang. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. And with that, before we adjourn, I'd like to have a motion and a second to go into executive session
At 7:31 for litigation purposes.
at 7:31 for litigation purposes.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Valentine, second by Mr. Lang. All in favor? Aye.
You still doing back there?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn these off for now. It is 7:54, and I'd like to get a motion and a second to come out of executive session.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Lang, second by Ms. Berg. All in favor? Aye. I just wanted to make a note that no actions were taken during the executive session.
Okay, so now we're waiting on Dirk to give me the information, and then we'll be in a position to look at the resolutions that he's seeking.
The highway and water resolution, do they have to go with minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
So you give me a copy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you need anything else from me for tonight?
No, Mike gave me his report. I don't think I do I?
No.
Do you want to shut the mics off until it comes back out? we have Dirk here?
Are these resolutions?
Yes. This actually says 2026-02 on
Here,
here.
you should do them your way. You can always number them after. This is the supplemental agreement. This one, I think. That's just for your signature on the page. Second page would be right there where it says municipality.
Yeah,
Yeah, wait till I
yeah.
approve it. Wait till I approve it. Okay, I think we're good. Okay.
Okay, we're going back to new business, and we have a couple resolutions here related to highway and water. First, approving supplemental agreement number 2 to contract number D014857, subject to attorney approval, and authorizing Supervisor Reitmeyer to sign any documents related thereto. Can I get a motion in a second for that resolution?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Lang, second by Ms. Berg. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Resolution number 2. Whereas the present New York State DOT snow and ice agreement needs to be adjusted based on new calculations. Now therefore be it resolved that the town of Murray approves a 2025-2026 supplemental agreement and adjustments to the snow and ice agreement, contract D014857 between the state of New York and the town of Murray for snow and ice control and subject to attorney approval. Be it therefore resolved that the town board of the town of Murray hereby authorizes the highway superintendent to sign any paperwork between the New York State Department of Transportation and the town of Murray regarding this agreement upon being put up to a vote. Can I get a motion and a second for that?
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Valentine, second by Mrs. Berg. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
And if I could do that, what, can I get a motion and a second to adjourn tonight's meeting? It is 8:13.
Make a motion?
Motion by Mrs. Berg, second by Mr. Lang. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Awesome, thanks. Anybody has any questions, give me a shout. All right, Dirk, I'll call you towards the end of the week. You're gonna be